Wobba bobba booa, hello guys and welcome back to another review by me, the Doc 11th. Yes, it's finally another Doctor Who review. I know I haven't done Doctor Who in like forever. They haven't really released much Doctor Who stuff, but obviously there are a lot of new figures coming out now. So I'm hopefully going to start picking them up again, like the Tuxedo Doctor and the 12th Doctor action figure with the new Sonic. I definitely want them two figures out of anything, to be honest. So let's take a look at this, because this is a B&M exclusive The Monsters collector figure set. Now they've released two versions of it. There's this one, and then there's another one that has the Vashta Nerada in and some other monsters, and I think it even has David Tennant in as well. But yeah, this is the Monsters collector set. As you can see down there in the bubble, it says it includes Zygon, Cyberman and Ice Warrior. These are obviously the classic action figures. It says 5.5 inch / 14 centimeters scale collector series. Obviously they have started doing the new figures again. Obviously it says BBC Doctor Who, the Monsters collector set, 5+ character options logo down there. On the top it says the Doctor Who logo, the character options website and the name of the set once again. On the side, there's a nice picture of the Zygon and the Cyberman displayed, with it again saying 5.5 inch scale and the Doctor Who logo, and obviously there's just some legal guff there. On the back, we have a nice display of all three figures that come in this set. You have a picture of the Zygon, the Cyberman and the Ice Warrior. The Cyberman, as it does say there as well, is from the invasion in 1968. And on the bottom, there's just some legal guff, and on the other side, it's just a picture of the Cyberman and the Ice Warrior. So, that's it for the packaging. Let's open this set up and look at the figures. Okay, so here we have the Ice Warrior, and as you can see, it is just a re-release of the original Ice Warrior figure that was released. As you can see, all his details of his like scaly skin and his red eyes, which obviously when like light is reflected through these bits here, he does actually make them light up, but it doesn't work as well on camera. As you can see there, you've got his little mouthpiece from where obviously the actor's mouth wasn't covered up. Moving down, you've got his big pot belly with all his scaly belly, and his nice Lego hands, I always call them, because he always remind me of like Lego action figures, because their hands are always like that. Obviously his little shorts here are of course the little spikes things, and then going down, he's kind of like a cactus in a way. It's just the ordinary figure. There's a nice green tin, there's a mixture of different coloured tints, there's some black detail obviously here and on here and around the top there. This is obviously from the 7th Doctor episode, which I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Ice Warriors, I'm not sure. Obviously the Ice Warriors are making a return in Series 10, and apparently there's going to be a female one as well. So that'll be interesting to see how they replicate it. So let's move on to art. Okay, so articulation of this figure is pretty standard. He does 360 degrees at the head, but I won't do it too much in case you break it. His arms can come out slightly. He can move, well, he could do 360 degrees at his shoulder, but he's obviously hinged by his shoulder pads. He can do 90 at the elbow and slight wrist articulation, but he can't do 360. His legs can kick forward a really tiny bit, but not much. He can do 360 degrees at his thigh, 90 at the knee, and 360 degrees at the foot, but obviously it just popped out, but it will just go back in. But that's it for the articulation of this figure. So let's move on to the Zygon. Okay, so here we have the Zygon action figure. I love the detail on this figure. I think the Zygons are awesome figures, and I think the action figures are live up to the standard of the show. So let's start with his head. As you can see, he does have his little suckers on his head all the way around, kind of like protection on an helmet. His face, well, just next to his face is obviously, it looks really veiny, like something that you would see underwater maybe. And then obviously his face looks like, it kind of looks like a really young Chewbacca. to me, I think, from Star Wars, but obviously it's not. Although it would be a really interesting twist. He seems to have some kind of like leaded stud there. I'm not sure what that's for. If that was a button at the top of the suit, or if that was some kind of like communication thing for them to be able to speak English. Obviously, the suckers continue all around the body, and obviously run right down the back as well, along with some rigid kind of effects that kind of remind me of rigid crisps. On his shoulder, as you can see, there are some also like little sucker holes. Basically, anyone that has trypophobia or whatever it is, the fear of holes, should not look at this figure. Or look at Zygons in general. Well, the original Zygons anyway, because I believe these are from... I don't think these are the new Zygons, I think these are the old Zygons, but do correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, on his hand, the detail does continue. And it does go all the way down, and obviously on his feet, he has little webbed feet with little claws. So that's it for detail. Let's move on to art. Okay, so for articulation of this figure, his head does not move. His arm can move up and down slightly, but it is hinged and doesn't really do much. It can do 90 at the elbow, and it can do 360 degrees at the wrist, but be very careful because it is very loose. His legs can kick forward and can kick back a tiny amount, but not that much. He can do 90 at the knee and 360 at the foot, but again, be careful because it will come loose. So that's it for the Zygon. Very good detail, but very limited articulation. Let's move on to the Cyberman. Okay, so this is the Cyberman from the Doctor episode Invasion in 1968. As you can see, it's the classic Cyberman look, which, to be honest, is the best Cyberman look. I love the classic Cyberman because they look so budgeted, and see, like, you can tell that this here is a silver jacket with something stuck on the front of it. Like, it's just, it works like that. And then you just got, what, this would have been some sort of PVC pipe that they're stuck on the like arms and stuff. You could just tell that this is classic Doctor Who. And that's one thing I always like about classic Doctor Who, the fact that they didn't have as much bigger budget as they have these days, so they try and do a lot of the effects practical. And obviously Cyberman was one of their biggest achievements. So first of all, let's look at the head. As you can see, it's got the ridges on the side. Right here, it obviously has the nice circular holes with the tiny detail of a little tear duct coming in there. The straight mouth, because they're obviously supposed to be emotionless. I can't remember if that's a sensor. I know they do use it in an episode to like sense something and shoot someone. I'm not sure. Obviously then you've got the, I believe they're antennas or something, but I'm not quite sure. But yeah, on the back it's kind of like where the jacket finishes, and obviously I'm sure if on set you removed that piece there, you'd probably be able to see the actor's hair. And obviously going down, you can see like a little V shape on the back of the jacket, kind of like a sports jacket. If you look very closely there, I'm not sure how well you can see it, but if you do look very closely, you can just see the detail of where a zip's been. Moving down, you've got the box here. I believe this is what they used to use to exterminate you. This is flash and not exterminate. Wow. Yeah, sorry, I meant delete. Or upgrade you as they do now. So this is flash and you'd be deleted. I love all the little knobbies and buttons there. You could tell this just looks like an old radio just stuck to his chest, to be honest. Obviously there is kind of like a little logo there. One thing I like about this, because there's that little, it looks like there's been a little bit of logo. I don't know if this is the reuse of another actor or character's jacket, or if this is supposed to be to make it look more human, because obviously they were humans just upgraded. Obviously when they started upgrading and turning people to Cybermen and making them the only race. Moving down, you can just see very tiny details of a zipper just there. You've got two little spots there, I'm not sure what they're for. Obviously you can see there where it's kind of like stuck on. On the arms you've got what looks like some kind of really flimsy PVC pipe, and obviously very limited silver gloves. Moving down you've got some nice silver pants that always remind me of the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. And then obviously they have the very nice silver looking boots. Obviously they do look black on here, but I can assure you they are silver like the rest of the figure. So let's go on to art. Okay, so for articulation, let's have a look. His head can move slightly, so that's very limited. His arm can do 360 degrees at the shoulder, however it's not ball jointed and cannot move out. He can do 90 at the elbow and 360 at the wrist. Moving down, he can kick forward, he can slightly kick back, but that's it. He can attempt to do the splits, but I wouldn't do it too much because it's hinged by the jacket. He could do 90 at the knee and 360 at the foot, but be a bit careful because it does seem very flimsy, and so does the hand. So guys, that is it for this review. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like and a comment if you could think of anything you want me to review, and of course don't forget to subscribe. I would recommend this figure. I'm not sure where they sell it in America, but I know in Britain they sell it in a shop called B&M. I will try and put a link if it's on the B&M website to basically show you where you can buy this, but if you're in America, I don't think B&M is over there, but I'm sure that Walmart or something like that will of course sell the figures in some way. But that's it for this review. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, comment, and of course subscribe. If you haven't already, thank you for watching. I've been the Doc 11. Goodbye for now, guys.